Hey Sing, welcome. Let me start this for real. Did you teleport in? How? You mean how I got here? Inside the game? Or in real life? Hey Angelo, welcome. How are you? I'm loading up again because I stayed here for like 10 minutes without doing anything. It was blank, then you pop up. Ah! I was in the bathroom. So we returned to the Tales of Arise live stream. This should be close to the end of the game, I think. Now we can return to the other cities. Not like what we're gonna do, but... What can we do here? Heal? We can heal this person here. Fancy por fate recipe?
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Yeah, you're not a mass healer. Okay, work's over and now relaxing for the weekend. Friday here in Brazil we call it Sextou. It's like a celebration that the end of the week just happened. That you finish your last day of work. They say that, Sextou. I have to talk to all these people.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
The rest of it only in red.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Like, this guy was so strange when talking about this girl in red. Can I move there? You can! Where do you live, Angelo? I have to talk to 3 citizens. This one is close. They bouldered for the horizon. US.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
US is better, Ben.
Oh, yes.
Believe me.
I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris!
Ilkaris.
Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
So you were born in Puerto Rico, but you live in US. I suggest you stay in US, man. Brazil's not that fun. I live here, but political and economic things are very complicated. And I mean, a lot. Strange, she can use healing spells as well.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it.
His Highness.
Do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zeugl had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
Yeah, who is it?
Sovereign, of course.
Huh.
He rules from Rena while
From
presiding over
Rena.
both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
What?
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Oh, man.
What are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away?
Seems like the story's keeping for too long. I want to say hi, Thiago Travi, welcome, and thanks for joining us. Angelo says, same, I had to leave Puerto Rico to find some good work. US is better. What's up, still working, glad to have you guys make a company. Thanks so much for being here, man. How are you?
What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma, the same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
That was a lot of shit. A lot, and they unlock it even more. Well, the thing here is that it made no sense to me at all. Sin, didn't make any sense to you because it makes no sense to me. In the end, they didn't even know if Renan was still alive, the planet itself, because they never actually seen any proof that it still exists. How does that make sense? The characters are fighting over the Renan rulers and they don't know if the planet's still alive? Even those that came from there, they are descendants? If you never go there, how can you know? But communication. This game has a lot of, you know, technology. Hey Mario, welcome. You have arrived. Thanks for joining us. Tyler is here. Hi Sharon everyone. Hope you are having a great night. I am. How about you, Tyler? Taking some rest? Finished with work?
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
I know, Sim, but this kind of makes it very hard to comprehend. How they didn't quest this. So it also becomes like they are probably stealing resources from Dina to build up a new planet because their one was lost or something like that. Aliens! Aliens!
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation.
Friendly intimidation.
And speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Not you.
Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Yeah, see, it's strange. I still find it a little strange. Well, they have technology here. Have a check if there's some iron here. They have a lot of technology to just let things like that pass by. No one questions anything. Strawberry. Also heritage. By heritage, people have to know what the word was before. About books of history, how can they lie to everyone and hide it? No, it's just a plot, but still. I think that the plot decreased in quality right close to the end.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron.
They still think Voron's alive.
Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Quest? Renans and their lords? This shouldn't be a side quest. Yes, we opened a side quest. Oh. Look who just jumped here out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Ah. Say hi at least.
Yes!
Yes. All old guys with this mustache have the same voice.
Yes!
They respect the lords.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
You're trying to humanize the lords. Surely you must. It's a poem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is a divine poetry. He hails from the famed house Ilquadas, and his name is Lord Dolan. Music is his passion, the arts his great love. The scores of Burish, uncount men of this land, cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. Oh, there's too much. Oh. For collecting things, yeah, artifacts, old stuff.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegus then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
You're better off. How's Valkyries?
What?
Oh, Madra. Ganabelt. Ganabelt is the wizard. Man, I think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. Colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. Still wrong, man. Colonizing other countries. In this case, another planet. Minority status. Yes, because they don't have their planet anymore. They are a minority. That's why they enslaved people. Joining? Probably killed them. I don't think they're alive anymore, sorry.
Horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people who cared about it till the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
They are humanizing the violence now. What is this? Two more objectives.
Badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
House Kynaris. This is Lord Almendra. She usurped her father. Just doesn't make her good.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Nicholas Voran, can I help you? Were it not for his sudden death down the surface and likely still will be. What is this Urlogjin? Is it true Water Lord? Don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they said. No one liked him then.
Seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
Never questioning anything?
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too.
Yeah, of course.
Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Hey, Copy, welcome.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust, as a fellow human being above all else.
Yeah, we even got this quest completed. The thing here is, trying to minimize the violence will not help too much, especially because they were enslaving people. I think they are doing this because they want us to have, I don't know, have some fate in the arenas in the end. Yeah, that part I agree. Humans are humans, but... They didn't want to share the planet, they wanted the planet for themselves. So those are the worst types of conquerors. Oh, there's a chest here. Sheep meal, I have many of this. Or scenes.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras.
Milgras?
Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh.
Again.
Same goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
They are using a sacrifice. There's no other way to explain this.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
Again, it's Forbidden
What are you
Zone.
standing around here chatting about it then? Let's get a move on.
A lot of things going for 300 years and people don't question themselves. They don't question and say, what is happening, man? Like, explain to me. This crown concept makes no sense. More scenes.
Doe?
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
Yeah, he killed
I'm
it
here
before.
to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
He probably...
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else.
He killed his best friend, and his best friend
You're
was
just a coward.
her boyfriend. Her husband, I don't know. Something. Ah, look at you. Black-eyed girl with the red dress.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
No more?
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Again?
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
The guy's just punishing himself over and over. It's not even that bad. Can we return and see if that woman's still there? No, she's not here anymore. Of course not. Orange gel. Are people being healed? Tofu. Tofu in a chest. Ah, finally some enemies to fight. It's getting a little bored.
place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan.
Faria. Tarnigan.
That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Yeah, we already knew.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
Violin. They were all playing violin.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
That's the same thing he did in
I
his
suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
city.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Yes.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
Yes.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Jason only says the pace in this game was really bad near the end. They could have, yeah, switched it a little between some more fights, more action.
Do you think he'll be alright?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's
Kisara.
important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Xion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, this life was not made to take the solo path. What is this guy doing?
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, having friends, it's so good. She appreciates. Alphen, on the end of the game. But at least she still had the time to do that.
I see
Oh,
a
no.
medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What type of assistance? But yeah, Alphen has been there for Xion. He even took the hit from the thorns. Alphen is my boy. I hope I'm even close to what he is. Oh, there's someone here who's selling stuff. Who? You? Tell me you have more equipment. Yes, he has. This one is not that better, but still good. And I'm sure that we can craft some stuff. Yes, a new weapon. We don't have money, but we do have the ingredients. This one we don't. This one we do. I'm just lacking money. Selling some stuff here. Because I need gold. No, this one I cannot sell. Well, I can make this for her. Mantid Claw. Dark Mane I don't have. Still need some more. At least for the main party. Yes. Are ready.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend...
At least we can do more damage. Pretinha. Enemies?
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Yes. Fight a little.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
I should have cooked something.
I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. It's almost too strong.
Cut it open!
Be my guest.
Point fly! I'll smash you! Switch to offense! Point fly!
Go to hell.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Oh, it's cook. Yeah, I just forgot. Is the volume too high, guys?
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Kinda. Tell me if it's better now.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Let me make some food. Didn't notice any changes, but only in battle is kinda loud. I try to increase a little more. Fisher's Min Hot Pot. I don't think I did this before. First time I'll be making this. Mabokuri Bun. I don't think I did this before as well. I need to cook some of this stuff. Let me see what I need to cook to unlock some new titles. Defeat all lines that emerge from the wedge. So this is story related. Mystic Crest, I cannot make this yet. Uncover the ultimate ingredient. Lock it. Fishing. Fishing. Sashimi. So making a sashimi will unlock something. The only thing that says is sashimi. Or grilled wrapping. Sashimi or grilled wrapping. This one. What about sashimi? I can make both. This one increases experience, so let's make this one.
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot. All right, it's done. Apologies for the wait, you guys.
That's a lot of fish you've cut up again, Kisara.
Yeah,
Not
she's a
because I
fisher.
caught so many earlier. If you're going to eat them, it's best to do it while they're still fresh.
Was it difficult slicing up that many fish?
No, I'm used to it. It's no big deal for me at this point.
I know I probably shouldn't be saying this after all the trouble you went through, but I've never really understood the appeal of sashimi.
No, I'm sorry, Law. I didn't realize. I only make it because it's an easy way to deal with big catches when I fish.
You haven't done anything wrong, Kisara. Law, if you don't like the flavor, you're always welcome to add some of my spices to it.
Spices.
Hey, yeah, that might work. I'll just put some of this here.
Hey.
What's wrong, Law? I've never seen someone jump up and sprint off that fast.
He ran as soon as he took a bite of that sashimi.
Was he crying because of the taste?
I don't think the sashimi is the problem here, guys.
Yes. Increase normal attack limit. And also new skills. Aerial attack. Actually, let me see if I have something to get. We got some CP by boss and by quest. I think I was trying to learn something about avoiding KO. Oh, increased critical hit damage. Faster AG recovery. This one is good. Also gave me more penetration. One will give me what? Increase the normal attack limit. Will give me resistance, or this one will give me elemental defense. We needed a lot to learn something good. Faster AG recovery. You. KO prevention. Damage inflicted from using counter edge. Well, we need the center bonus. We are ready. This looks like a small maze, but very simple. Oops.
An opponent like this should be easy.
That'll bring you down.
In a vine.
Rising Wyvern! These ones can run rings around us. This one.
Strike! You picked the wrong fight.
More with that. Far enough.
I can carve through armor.
Eat dirt!
I'll be saving you. Crescent move. Tiger blade.
Leave them snarling to me.
Yeah, and pummeling to me.
Here goes.
in a bind.
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. Not a chance.
Lunar corruption! Here goes! By the power of water!
No escape.
Strike between heaven and earth! Away!
This enemy have a ton of HP, man.
I wonder if we can make new weapons
Dark
with this.
Mane. Ton of HP. Ah! This is a type of boss.
Out of my way!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Time to cross blade. Now or never. Rising Wyvern. Searing gale. Double demon fang. Inferno crossing. Ignite. Blew away. Raining slash. Blew away. Raining slash.
Where are you going?
Rising Wyvern.
Here,
Rising Sun.
the water!
Vacuum blade.
By the power of Tidal without a trace!
Coming through. Ha! Now.
I used many combos here.
Scarlet Inferno.
Still didn't trigger the Mystic Art.
Shield and mace!
Rising Wyvern. It's on. Tear. Void blast. Here I come. Burn. Void blast.
Armor won't save you.
Tear. Here I come.
Piercing roll!
Blow away.
Take this.
Raining slash.
This one's
Rising
mine!
Wyvern.
This one keeps
Charging up.
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got.
I'll take you all on!
Laying on hard was actually a mistake. Enemies have way more HP than they should have.
Double demon fang.
It's just artificial difficulty.
Double demon fang. Rising Wyvern. Rising Falcon. Raining slash. This one's all mine. No escape. Ignite.
Take this. Ready and ready.
I never fit! Appreciate the help! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Rising Wyvern.
Lightning!
Searing gale.
It's too much! Piercing roar! Healing orb!
Raining slash. Double demon fang.
No further.
I'm ready to go!
It's down.
Make it rain!
River.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Guaranteed Claw. Too much time to kill those enemies. Too much time. I just purchased a new equipment, should be easier.
Winds of heaven!
It's almost too strong.
Make it rain! Split it up! Astral energy!
Say no more. Now.
Lunar corruption! A whirling struggle by the power of water! Winds of heaven! Radiating tempest!
It's too much. I'll burn it all. Flaming pillar. Fire.
Barely damage with mystical art.
No further.
Look sharp! Glacial speed!
Rising Wyvern. Force blast.
Glacial spear!
Rising Falcon. Blow away. Ignite. We're not finished. Take this. Blow away. Raining slash. Rising Wyvern.
Inferno burning! Leave your charges to me! Double demon, prepare to be sealed!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Nothing here.
Out of our way!
Double demon fang! Now you learn!
Not in your dreams! Glacial spear! Here's evil! They really don't give up, do they?
Hurricane strike! I can carve through armor!
I'll heal you all!
You escape!
A chain between heaven and earth!
Yours!
Use a glacial spear!
Make it rain! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix
Cyclone!
That's my cue!
Tiger Blade! Shut him down!
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
Here I come! How about this? Raining Flash! Can't get out of this!
Hurricane Flight! Astral energy!
Say no more! My turn! Raining Slash!
At least this party works.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Have I checked this? Short cake recipe.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking.
Another one of these. One hit.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Will this help? Searing Gale!
Smash to pieces! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Will this help?
Shield and break! Denied!
Tear! Try harder! My this one's all mine!
Here goes!
Hurricane Thrust! Now or never! Rising Falcon!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to
You
stop.
picked the wrong fight!
Shield and
Blow
healing
away!
circle! Thank you!
Raining Slash! Blow away! In a bind! Raining Slash! Blow away!
Lightning meteor!
Raining Slash!
Their arts were interrupted.
I have no limits! Double Demon Fang! Rising Falcon! There! Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help. Wind energy!
Burn it! It's time!
Need to pull
Double
myself
Demon
together.
Fang!
A whirling struggle. Here goes. By the winds of heaven.
Blow away! Take this! Raining
Here's the cyclone. Dance in the wind.
Hurricane Thrust!
Air thrust.
Rising
Burning thrust.
Tear!
Ready and wave off! Denied!
First
Blow
aid.
away!
I never miss.
Raining Slash!
Time to
Blow
shine!
away!
Dance in the wind.
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
Rising Wyvern! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
Blizzard blow.
Tear! Eat dirt!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malika!
Lunar corruption. Maximum power.
Raining Slash!
Raging storm.
Blow away!
Dance in the wind.
Can't get out of this! You pay for that!
Aid.
Take it! I'll smash you!
I'll bring you back from death to base.
No!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Resuscitation uses too much CP.
Does anyone... else
think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
What can we do? Run? Oh, look at how many enemies.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing arc!
Tear!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Rising Wyvern! Rising Serpent! Tear! Sword Rain Alpha! I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire! Double Demon Fang!
It's here!
Take this!
This one's mine!
Burn in hell! Rising Wyvern!
Make it break! Xion, astral energy, full throttle!
Void Blast!
Will this help? Hurricane
Rising Fang!
Healing circle!
Thanks,
Take
Xion.
this!
Here's the
Double Demon Fang!
Anything in armor is all mine! Far enough!
Take
Do it! Xion!
Go for it!
Celsius Fury. First time seeing this one.
Double Demon Fang!
Going in!
Light astral hands in the wind! In here!
Nasty Serpent!
Water! Here, my
Flame inside me! Cure! Remove!
astral energy!
Say no more! My turn!
A whirling
Raining
struggle!
Slash! You picked the
Winds
wrong
of
fight!
heaven! First force! Lunar
I'm not
corruption!
done! Blew away!
Back into the
Raining
fray!
Slash! Blew away!
By the power of water!
Take this!
Radiant
Hurricane
here!
Thrust!
Blah 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 magic in
Here I
here!
come!
Make it rain!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
So many enemies, so much time in a fight.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked
Regenerative crystal. Great stone. Just that? Just that. Happy bottle. I came for here.
Out of our way!
Take this! Bring them down!
Never miss!
I'll smash you!
Lunar
Blow
corruption!
away!
By the power of
Watch for their range attack!
Ready to go!
No further! Roll them down!
Hurricane flame!
Far enough! Take this! Burn in hell!
Will this help?
Raining Slash!
Do it, flame!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I'm
Blew away! Double Demon Fang! In a bind! Sword Rain Alpha! Raining Slash! Fire support! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! Lunar Rondo!
Piercing roar! Take this!
You're mine! Blew away!
Here, let me help.
Hurricane
Now!
Thrust!
I don't have much time.
Blow them away!
Back into the fray.
Void Blast! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc.
Double Demon Fang!
This one's
Flaming Fang! To be let free! Double Demon!
now.
Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
With this, I can become even stronger.
More of you.
Right, here goes!
I'm ready.
Feisty one, eh?
Dance in the Waves Lancer. Air thrust.
Eat dirt! I'm going in!
Denied.
Double Demon Fang!
Healing circle.
I owe you one for that.
We'll soon see about that.
We're not finished! No further! Rising Falcon!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
What I can give! My shield! This one's mine! Roll away! Raining Slash! No escape! Make it red! Take it! Ignite! You're mine! Switch to offense! Rising Falcon! Double Demon Fang! Rising Armor! All that! Rising Falcon! Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon! Roll away!
Here's evil.
Rising Armor! Right!
Feel. Mega red.
Hurricane Thrust!
Gemini armor.
Rising Falcon! Longo! Stardust!
Here goes. Havoc.
Rising Falcon! Rising Support! Hurricane Thrust! Support! Not yet! Hurricane Thrust! You picked the wrong fight! Next! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Falcon! Double Demon Fang! Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Great gel. Teleportation device.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
He and Shion as well, right?
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Still the same?
What?
How can this be? They'll tell me that this was all planned and everything.
Alphen.
You again.
Shion, not Shion?
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home.
That's how he got
I
home.
can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
Eris.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds, but neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Yeah, you're special.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it.
Large
I'm taking
text.
you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
Naori. Shion, not Shion?
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense.
How convenient,
After
yeah?
all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Longer hair.
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
How convenient. Yeah, copy. It seems like they changed the writer close to the end. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel like the same story anymore. Why overcomplicate stuff? Didn't need to. Well, we can't heal right now, so there's no boss. I'm sure that they will allow us to heal. Ah, there's a healing point there. There's a boss now.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Her eyes.
You're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Is she the black red woman? Maybe. No, just one new boss. This one looks pretty generic.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
Here we come, a new boss.
What? I've never known Faria to control noodles like that. Before?
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zoogle, then we get some answers. Aim for the weak
Where
spot.
are you going?
Tear! You're mine!
Feel! I'll heal you all!
Nothing gets by me.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Hurric the flaming dinosaur!
Raging that
Rising
wall!
Not now, not ever! Tear!
Here goes.
Hurricane thrust!
Blaze! Here goes!
Hurricane thrust!
One more raging cascade!
Flaming meteor.
Can't get out of this!
Finish without a
Hurricane
trace!
thrust!
A whirling circle!
Spirit!
Winds of heaven! First force!
Try harder! My turn!
Explosion!
Raining
A chain
flash!
between heaven and ready!
Hurricane thrust!
Divide! A whirling struggle! I'm ready to go! Healing circle!
Their arts were interrupted.
Now or never!
By the power of heaven and earth!
Tiger blade.
Hurricane
A
thrust!
wailing Gandia lightning! It's weakened!
Hurricane thrust! This ends now!
In here! Here's the healing art!
Here I come!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Hurricane thrust!
Denied! Rain down!
Rising Wyvern! Ignite!
Hurricane thrust! More with that That'll bring you down!
Hurricane thrust!
Havoc thrust!
Rising Falcon!
Dance in the wind! I'll heal you all!
Blew away!
A whirling struggle!
flash!
Healing
I'm not
circle!
done!
Winds of heaven! Water!
Can't end here!
Don't give up! Lightning! Raging campaign! Here's the
Doesn't seem so hard. Let me revive.
Lightning down! Illuminate the dark! Unborn! Only glim! Only land! An ocean between heaven and earth!
Rising Wyvern!
Johalim.
All yours, Kisara!
I'll heal you all!
Double Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind!
Hurricane thrust!
In Tiger blade!
Hurricane thrust!
No further!
Lightning! Raging storm!
Hurricane thrust!
That move!
I can carve through water!
Here comes the big one!
The power of water!
Rising Wyvern!
I'm
On guard.
there! Sorry! Into the shadows!
You have to hold on.
We have 2 deads.
Leave the charge.
I'll bring you back from
All
death's
right.
abyss!
Let me at him.
The earth
Here's a
throbs
healing
with
art!
pain.
Mega ray!
Hurricane thrust!
This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
All right. Let me at him.
Hurricane thrust! This one's all mine!
Switch to
Hurricane ignite!
Glacial spear! Here's the evil! Great laser! Here, let me help!
Shattering pieces. Attack time.
Arctic waterfall!
Hurricane
Here!
thrust!
Denied.
Tear! Hurricane thrust!
Going in.
Water here! Let me help!
Going in.
No! Can't end here!
Dead again.
Don't leave me! Can't be swallowed! Blown!
Prepare to be sealed! Rising Wyvern! Can't move!
Oh, dead again.
Guardian field. I'm ready to go.
Lunar corruption! Lunar blast! Watch and ready!
Tear!
Not on my watch!
Hurricane
Here's the healing
thrust!
art!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Void flash! Tear!
Lightning condemned! Mega ray! Thunder blade!
Blue takes this!
The enemy's on the run. We've got him where we want him. It's time to end this battle.
Between heaven and earth!
The power Hurricane thrust! Tear!
Where are you going?
Hurricane thrust!
Hurricane thrust!
Hurricane thrust!
Burning
water! This one's all mine!
Here!
Raining flash!
How about this?
Laser spear.
Fierce evil!
Look sharp.
Grounding freeze laser!
Here it comes. Focus.
On your toes, everyone! Here's a healing arc!
Hurricane thrust!
Supernova!
Take this!
You make me angry. That was a bad idea.
Can't move!
Going with you back from death to big! Hurricane strike! Here it goes!
Run!
How about here?
Rising wyvern!
Not on my watch! Searing flame!
This is looking good, no! Can't end here!
Again?
Inferno crosser!
Shion is dead.
This one's
Ready
mine.
and wary! From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with blood! I don't have much left! Not done yet! I will never tear! Hurricane in a bind!
Hurricane fire!
I owe you one! Searing gale! Follow me! In an instant! Impact block!
Is this the last boss of this dungeon? So unclimatic. But the truth is, we don't know which is the last boss in this game. We only have that red woman.
Just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
Oh, another one.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Huh?
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Huh?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't
So
lying?
convenient.
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
This guy has a very bad dub voice.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones if it wasn't for me.
You're
Stop
wrong.
blaming yourself.
Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
We still have more.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Wanna know who it should be? This guy that says that he's a friend of Dohalim. He come here to rescue the girl. In my opinion, he's the one behind this. I'm too used to this type of plots. What do you guys think? What do you think, Capivara? Are you still here? I have been right most of the time.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
Cher is always right in romancing, at least. Thank you, Angela. I try to stay on point. I'm not always right. We'll get to see what happened. Who do you think is the one behind this, Capivara? That guy looks suspicious. Guys with glasses in this game are always suspicious.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
The thorns. There's an entity. I mean, just by looking on this recent events. What did he do? Did he place his word on her? No. Worse.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe
A
it.
black horn.
The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And
Will
if
of
that's
Dana?
what's showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
In the end, the last boss is probably, I don't know, well, seal it inside her. Yes. The last boss is sealed inside Shion. And why are you walking? I didn't see this cut scenes. Ah!
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns. As well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Turn back for the time being. true final boss is the will for the thing. Pretin's not here now. I call it before it happens. Can be true. I still don't think they will not allow me to heal, so I'll not be using my stuff. Let me just see the cutscenes here.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave.
I see dead people.
Ghost type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
No. Bad explanation.
How does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Everything's astral energy. All explanations is astral energy.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
Yeah, convenience.
Strength of their intent.
The power of the plot. Oh, the answer is astral energy.
Soon, you might very well learn the truth. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
I think this is a point of no going back.
Nothing I learn can change that.
A point of no return. There's always like this in JRPGs. I think I cannot travel the world anymore. I can. I can. But why would I? We shall transfer. It did ask me, but still give me a reason. I could still run.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
You're walking by yourself again.
I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
No, wait. What?
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised?
I didn't get all the walls. Yes, I did.
It's pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
I didn't even get 80% the ounce. But maybe there's post-game as well, Copy. Don't worry. You can return, but maybe just not for a while.
I think I can make this work.
This reminds me of Chrono Cross, also a lot of chatting in the end, but not as much as Tails.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup.
Elemental makeup?
The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
All
What about the
Renans?
Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
How
Read it.
convenient.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful.
Often.
Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name.
Often. You already know, man. Why are you so surprised?
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
I didn't know that.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105.
Xion.
Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's a clone.
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
It disappeared? No one even asked?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined.
There's no Ren anymore.
When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The
For
Red
word.
Woman?
The Red Woman doesn't even have a
It's
name.
possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
You still think there's a Renan? What? Oh, homeworld?
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
You see, Capivara, no one asks anything, everything just happens.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
So Voron was made Sorenvine because he was sleeping. No one know how to find him, I think. Master Core. Finally the game explains. This is looking like Chrono Cross as well. When you get to the end of the world, they finally explain everything. Earth, water, fire, and wind are loaned to Renan lords in the time of the crown contest. How are they loaned? Dark Master Core is maintained inside a Forbidden Zone until the Rena's Alma is ready to be reformed. And how do they know it's ready? Chronopolis, yes, Chronopolis, Angelo. Chronopolis. They explain everything there. It's been a long while since I last played Chrono Cross. 20-something years. So... Master Core's vertical outer layer. Not dormant state. Competes in the Chrono Cross to master a loaded type of astral energy by killing slaves and stealing energy from the planet. Event of an emergency. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Rena's almas materialize. Resonate with other master cores. As soon as the Rena's almas made, the crawl contest will be halted. Spirit cores. Establishes connections for its body. Generate from a physical activity. Neras must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crowd. My. Spirit cores will retrieve it from host bodies and reuse it upon their death. Yeah, we killed the lords and got it. Can also be embedded in Zugos to control their via astral arts. That's how they control. Increases astral energy emissions. Final combination. Impose on host bodies without induction death for maximum astral energy use. It's still pending. Man, this became so much more complicated than it should have been. Starving. Central control device. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. Serves as the base of this creation. Ideal candidates possesses equal affinity for every astral element, so that he could possess all astral element, but often does not use water skills without DLC. Collect and check it. No alternative methods, but it's the central method. Trials on Dana subjects are all authorized to continue. Only 2 adjustments are success. Or maybe they needed a Danon and a Redan because they couldn't just have all the astral energy on a single individual. Renan are the only ones that can, well, use dark astral energy, and Dinas are the only ones that can use light. That's why they needed a maiden. It seems like that's true. Support mechanism. She only has the dark element. Yeah, the supplemental dark astral. Exactly as I thought. To make the Rena's Alma. Maintain stability. Intimacy between it and Sorveti must have been absorbed to positively impact the levels. But 300 years ago, he didn't even know her too much before the ritual. Now we do know Shion, but... Doubt the maiden presence is expressively forbidden. Hey Andy, just passing in before doing my daily stuff. Thank you for passing by. How are you? Good luck with your stuff. None should be informed about details. Então, stability in the maiden has been deemed the cause of the past orbiting rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. She only needs to wield one elemental and she had instability. Revoke it. Return it to its original household. But what was the current? 300 years ago? So much conversation. Level 3 Authority. One of the 5 elemental realms to administer and is corresponding master core. They are also assigned a crest indicating astral artistry and physical mental aptitude. They are chosen by the strong ones. And affinity. The position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. They were already stronger to begin with. Now the only individuals capable of drawing out a master core powers. All arenas must take part in the selection process and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It's not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline? In the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve, a replacement must be quickly prepared. 300 years, that's a very, very long time. Yes. Unique adjustment indexed. This is how they change it often, I think. Second successful case of surviving test subject. So no. Vora. High latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. But the maiden also had, like they were saying. The risk suppose even those of the last successful subject. Self a failure. So often it's considered a failure. First successful case, 300 years prevalence mentioned in risk factors are now mitigated due to the established control point. Subject will be evaluated and dispatched as a guise under the guise of serving as a lord. So he was a Sarvain, but no one knew. We already know that. Two more terminals. Lenegis. Large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana and transmits it to Rena. Yeah, it's just a satellite. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, the Maiden, and Rena's Alma within the central core. But he was not inside. Huh? But now the Sovereign, the Maiden, and Rena's Alma are here. And now they can control the Astral Energy. The conversion. Does that mean that they will blow up Dinan? Comprised and classified essential personal residence zones around a large conduit defense layer surrounding them. Deployment of the other layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. Exactly what is happening right now. Final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, that is happening again. We don't know, but it's happening again. No contingency plan addressed, said damage is needed. You are falling into a trap. Landing serves as a central base of operations for the management of the execution of the Crow contest in Dana. Any personnel with level 3 authority lower is restricted, forbidden from classified zone. Any violations will be... Okay, so only the Sarvania and the Maiden can enter here. This level 3s for the Lords. Detachable Harvester. So they... exactly what they landed on the planet. Spirit channeling ceremony serves at the tip of Lineage's conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Dana waters, expands 2 sets of conducting pathways. Connect the center of Dana. The horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface. Harvest the planet astral energy in mass. Yeah, it's gonna blow up. Transmitted to Rena via Lenegus. But is Rena still here? Adjustment takes place in the Forbidden Zone regulator area. Lenegus outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Yeah, this is what happened. Semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface it when necessary. There's no one here. Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. So this was 300 years ago. The second one is the one that just got dispatched in the current time. Alter the planetary topography. The first time when he landed, he altered the planet topography. How? Sedative mask. We finally understand what the mask means. Restricts their mental activity. Mental trauma. Carries the risk of inducing a number of advertised side effects, like forgetting the memory. Partial destruction of Lenegus. No longer be manufactured, so he got the last one. Brainwashing report. System is unique that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority, while relegating both Renans and Danans alike to enslavement. Renans as well? Realm's current Lord, and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special device. Lapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression. Rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key for the style to rule. By inflicting fear on the inhabitants, that's exactly what that guy did. Autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Commanding officers, this the knights. I think I got everything here. My god, so much. Do we have any chests here? Don't think so. What is this? It's equipment for storing human bodies. Whatever it held, living or dead ones, they're all empty now. Here to drop a like, share. Thanks, Folu, for coming up. Thanks for the like. Have a good one. Yeah, this was exactly like Chronopolis, Angelo. They are teaching about all the story by terminals. Exactly. They are probably fans of Chrono Cross. You trying no mod yet? You mean the Chaos difficulty? Chaos mod goes straight to no. Ah! Because that's the hardest challenge, right? Not yet, I'm still finishing my playthrough. But I don't know if I will, because I'm feeling like it's just artificial difficulty. Just increase the HP to insane levels. Battle takes too much time. Is there no difficulty? You sure, Folu, in this game?
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
You're trying to go destroy it?
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
So you finished the game on hard, Folu? Have you?
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode.
Yeah. So we're playing hard.
Surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes.
But ashes?
And this starship along with it.
Sometimes decrease the difficulty to normal?
I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Yeah, hard is too hard sometimes. But it's just too much HP, nothing else.
It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Call of Duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
But he was dying? What's the explanation? She only said that she was sending him back because it was a promise.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart.
Ah, from tearing itself apart.
She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
So strange, his explanation. Because they performed the ritual, his soul was tearing apart.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Something will probably happen. We will either have to face Alphen or Xion, or even both. You go out of control.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Hey Taku, welcome. How are you, my friend? Am I close to the end? Because there has been a lot of explanations here and there. I can still go back, copy. Look. They still allow me to go back to search for some owls. They said it was a place of no return, but here I am. It's like watching a whole movie. So much explanation. Forbidden Zone Research Area. Items. Thank you for items. Heavy threat. Did you clean the tower? I cleaned it, but there were enemies too strong. I mean, I hope we are talking about the same stuff. There was a tower that was a side quest.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course.
Tower with the dragon. I got defeated. Level 60 something and I was level
After
40.
300 years. This is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
This place looks alive.
This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
I even got to half of the fight with the dragon, actually Taco, but after half the fight...
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control.
Shut away.
Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it.
She stopped at the ceremony.
Without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me.
The thorns.
But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done.
I finally understand.
With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which
Astral
case,
energy.
ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden. To buy the world what little time I could.
300 years.
The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted. And for a new sovereign to appear.
The wrong one.
Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well.
How did she have children with the thorns?
I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
How did she have children with all those thorns? Are we killing him? Oops. Wait for the next sovereign. Oops. My fingers escaped.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
I'm even sleeping after so many cutscenes. She's still the same person.
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
The clothes?
Now because...
Naori
It's happening again?
left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns.
Where is the Renis Alma with the red girl?
Shion.
Where did her hair go?
It's possible? You really think so?
It was
I
huge.
do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Grinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
do you know? It's me they're following. We're all in this together, Shion. You included.
Are you gonna get married? Because
Now
that's
let's
what
get
looks
moving,
like.
shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
A boss will
Thank
appear.
you, Naori.
Where's the boss? Where's the boss?
So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
Is the reason for your curse.
the thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No. The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell.
Again, how did her mother had a child if she had the thorns? How'd that work it? Tell me. Share your guesses on point. Yes, it's a marriage, it's a ceremony. And that was How I Met Your Mother. This is an episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Or giving Law a deserved smack. Embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live. A
Change of
normal
tone.
life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead.
Please!
For my sake. So I can
More
live.
bosses.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good.
Let's go then.
Keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Ugh. Latest Maiden. Max AG. It a new skill, the last one revitalizes. Restore all allies HP. Does it restore to max? I feel so empowered after all the talk. Yeah, Angelo. We now have to save the world, keep our friends, marry as well, because I don't understand those clothings. They were saying that the clothes help something, and I was like, help canalize your inner energy. This is the last season, guys. So they were Talis. Garmin and Talis. But it's equipment. It's not just clothes. Absorbing power. Yeah, we're strong now. Tell me that this weapon is better. It's the same one we are using. No, it equipped. You were using this one. They equip it. Yes, look. Take that. This gun is just so look on this. It's like a bazooka. Yeah. It's a cartoon. Yeah, man. Makes no sense. Oh yeah, let me 80 CP to heal everyone. What is even this? No trace of power.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Chick.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
Getting close to the end. Thank you. Yeah, new outfits. Run, Shion. What? Forbidden Zone classified area. Are you ready? Ready for what? The last fight? The last battle? I probably am. No? I'm always ready. There's something before that. I'm ready for a marriage. Look. She's the maiden. The braid. Got a new dress and everything. Wedding dresses of perma half T-pose. Hey, Bozor. I thought I was playing JRPG. I'm playing a date simulator. And I'm going to marry. Well, not marry. She's the bread. The bread? The braid. She's the bread.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
Get the ring, Albert. Alphen. Albert. Go get the ring. The priest is waiting. New clothes means? What does it mean, Angelo? Alphen is Global X.
Time to see what secrets are in store.
You got me there. He's reusing his skin. Go to the depths of the Forbidden Zone. Yay, yay, yay. We now have everything healed. Yay, yay, yay. I didn't save the game. Can you do it? Of course. I was born ready.
Volron! He really was still alive.
How?
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though.
So was this guy alive?
Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united.
If you leave, we will celebrate.
All must be sacrificed in the
But I will leave, bro.
the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in the machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Who's gonna be the boss?
The Maiden's crest?
Yes, he was changing something. I don't know what.
That this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
Oh?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If I die, Sojai will appear.
The purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
Of course he will.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion.
Oblivion.
Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
So strange, no one else around. It's a trap.
Lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman!
She's a new mating.
We finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
She's a new mating, artificial one. What is that? A mech? Power Ranger! A Power Ranger from the newest movie.
Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
The Red Ranger. Three red women.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand. Double demon fang! Double demon fang! On guard! Rising light! Flaming yours to be let free!
Illuminate the dark! Holy glitter! Going in! Raging cascade! Guardian field! Raging cascade! Where are you going? Hey! Dance in the wind! Now remember, this house is whirling trouble! Healing circle! Illuminate the dark! Healing flame of
Rising wyvern! Rising phoenix! Hurricane thrust!
Burning
Hook shot!
Shining supernova!
Double demon fang!
Confiscating!
Alright,
Let me out! A whirling trouble of my healing arts to accomplish winds of heaven! Hurricane flight!
Hurricane thrust!
I can handle it!
Piercing rising wyvern!
Resurrection!
Their arts will interrupt you! Double demon fang!
Going in!
Raining thrust! Blow away!
Denied! Raging cascade!
Raining thrust!
Field!
Flaming meteor! Let me see what I can do!
Inferno crossing!
This one's mine!
Inferno crossing! Raging cascade!
Blow away! Raining thrust! Blow away!
Where are you going? Inferno crossing!
Blow away!
Dance in the wind! Let me have
Let's use a lot of this.
by the powers of flame!
Blow away!
Flaming
Double
meteor!
demon fang!
Glacial tears! Fires of evil!
Prepare to be
This is mine!
Hurricane thrust! Coming through! Ha! Now!
Not as scary as Jason Lee. What?
Anything in armor is all mine!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
you! Take this!
Heaven and earth, glacial spear. A wailing dynasty of lightning.
It's too much!
Illuminate the top.
Take this! This one's all mine! Raining slash! You picked the wrong fight!
Lightning strike.
Blew away!
A wailing dynasty of lightning.
Raining slash! Blew away!
Switch guard.
Raining slash!
Inferno
Blew away!
burning guard. Winds of heaven, hear my call.
Raining slash!
I got a sweet spot here.
Blew away! Blew away! Raining slash! Burn!
Do you require
Let me help. First aid. Anything in armor is all
Good spot here.
Hear my call. Raise the cascade. Light up the house.
Too shy to come over.
Inferno crossing. Confiscated.
Appreciate
the help.
Take this!
Raging storm. Here. Annihilation. Celestial hammer. Mega ray. Ice prison. Annihilation. Radiant pierce. Inferno crossing. Mega ray. Illuminate the annihilation. By the power of holy land. Chain between heaven and earth. Now you.
What?
Come on, heaven and earth. Here's a healing art. A wailing dynasty of lightning. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. I'm ready to go. Resuscitation. A whirling struggle. I'm going to need to use all the power. Winds of heaven. Inferno crossing. Dance in the wind. Let them mark me now. Hurricane strike. Illuminate the dark power. Uproar. Rise and shine. I can do this all day. I never miss. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Burn in hell!
Resuscitation! Will this help? I still got
Blew away!
the shot. Healing circle!
I owe you one.
Hurricane strike!
Double demon fang!
Thanks so much! Sleep now.
Try harder!
I'll be safe. I'm all backed up. Oh, sparkling aura! Rain down and purify!
Raining slash! Blew away!
I'll smash you! Burning strike!
No! Can't end.
Boss sure has a lot of HP. All of them have, yes. Well, let's she revive me.
Don't leave me! I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Kizaru's almost dying as well.
Forever. Come forth, holy
I don't want to use items. They are almost dying already.
Raining sloppy! Double demon fang! Can't get out of this! Burn! Blow away! Raining slash! Double demon fang! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Well, they are all dead. I don't think they are the last boss. That's why I didn't use my items.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
I don't think it's over. Shall we celebrate?
Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
Yes, it's over. Don't tell me it's over.
What? It's self-destructed?
Alvin!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Exactly. Easy. I found a sweet spot in.
Touch that.
I didn't say it's over. Ah. You again. Sephiroth of Tales.
Damn it! He's awake!
You survived the fight to celebrate. Ah.
So you know this place? Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Come here.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
Come. Look at this weapon.
You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think?
You would touch the Rena's Alma.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Volron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Danan are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
Let's face you again, you was the easiest boss.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
She touched it and it triggered something on him. Nah, he will become a giant something.
We need to go. Alphen!
No other boss? Just running? Ah. Sometimes when a Roman red touches you, there's fire. That was a good one. There's a song called Lady in Red. You know it? It's an old song. Look who's here! I love that song. Grizzly Bro or something. Right, Pretinha? Why was she behind? Just for this dramatic moment. My Calibay. The Fast and Furious. Some explosions right close to the end. Why not? If we have the budget to make explosions, why not?
But no, I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Ah!
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything.
who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
You are a lot of flames. Ah! If I'm gonna make a movie, it's gonna be 1% or 99% explosions.
Okay?
Yeah.
Decide, man. Decide.
We'll be fine.
Is Volron...
The guy was already dead. He appeared again, and now he's dead again.
Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back.
Yeah.
The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp.
Just 1 second,
already.
guys.
So
1 second. I'm back, sorry.
it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
Sim was saying, I'm saying it's not 100 or 0. So yeah, it will have explosions. Since most of the previous ones have their own anime, not sure about Berseria. I thought there was an anime about Berseria or not. I never watched a single anime of Tales of. I have to order some food here. You have some discounts. It's hope not like Persona 5 anime. I never played Persona 5. I watched some people play. A second final dungeon? Invisible Cloak, welcome back. There is no second final dungeon. Tales of Styria DX. Yes, there's Styria DX. Are we close to the end? Persona 5 A is fun but bad in some spots. That you mean that Musou game? You see, you reach close to the end of the game and you still don't have all the skills unlocked. Seems like they really want to sell the DLC. Yeah, you're near the end. I am. Can I finish it in less than 1 hour or not? Head back towards the fall Nates. You mean here? No, we cannot fast travel. We can't fast travel. I don't remember. We came through here, so... The teleport? Let's check what's inside there again. Another 2 hours. Save it for another day. Yeah, I think I'll finish it here, guys. I think I'll finish it here. Maybe Monday we finish the game. Not many people here as well. Friday people like to rest. It's not a short dungeon. Better to stop now and start next live stream from the start. Yes. Finish this dungeon. Still something to do here? I have to get some food. I think I'll finish another time. Angelo, it's almost midnight. What's for food? There's a lot of places here. Did you beat the first spirit dungeon? I got to that boss, the giant boss. It was level 60 something. I couldn't defeat that giant slime or something. I think it's actually good to stop here because then when you start a live stream, it takes time for people to join. So we get time by just walking. A lot of walking here without anything to do. So yeah, I think I'll be finishing it now. 3 hours already. It's good enough. Right, guys? Only we finish. And then after that we return to Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, my Switch is working well again. So, yeah, let's stop now. I want to thank you all. Thanks so much, you guys, for staying up with me. Angelo, Sin, Taco, I see Andy here, Capi. Thiago Travi was here on start. Bozwer, I see that you are here. Thank you all, guys. Thank you for the stream. Hope you enjoy your food. Oh yeah, have you all a good night, a good rest. Hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Tomorrow we have another live stream. We'll finish finally the tier list because now it's time, since people are doing are using my template before I finish my own tier list. Yeah, you see, people taking an advantage. But tomorrow we'll start our own and finish. When we finish that, has been a whole month doing this. We have to finish tomorrow. Yeah. We still haven't finished that scene. We still haven't. We are close to, but we still haven't. Bye, Capivara. Bye, Angelo. Bye, Taco. Bye, Bowser. We are close to finishing, but didn't finish because I was actually making 2 tier lists. They are kind of complementary to each other, and I need to make a video explaining everything and all styles, why they are on where they are, and I still haven't finished the script for that. I have some guidelines, but still not finished. It's 250 styles, and it's too much. It's not an easy task. More than 10 hours, yes, but that's how it does. 1 year without making one, and then you make one. It's a lot of things to process. But that's it. Thank you all. Have a good night. Wish to see you all again next time. Bye.